When football teams leave the tunnel to take to the pitch, they're a fair distance away from the crowd, and while the fans can interact with the players by cheering or booing, they can't physically touch them. The same can also be said for most major individual sports like tennis, where the competitors enter the court without the fans being able to touch them. But darts is very different to this, with the players famously having walk-ons through the crowd before big games, allowing members of the public to high-five or fist-bump them. 99% of the time, the fans appreciate this rare opportunity and are respectful, but on rare occasions they've taken it too far and seemingly attacked or injured players. Hello and welcome back to the Darts World channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the 6 most shocking cases of this, so make sure to stay tuned. Phil Taylor headed into Week 8 of the 2013 Premier League in 3rd place, behind Dutchman Michael van Gerwen and Raymond van Barnavald. That week took place at the SECC in Glasgow, an arena which had crowd incidents in the past, with Adrian Lewis having coins thrown at him during a 2011 game with Scotsman Gary Anderson. It was also at that venue where this year the PDC had to issue a statement around crowd behaviour after very heavy booing and whistling during a Littler-Humphreys final. In 2013, Taylor faced Van Barnavald, and Phil headed into the tie as the fairly heavy favourite at 1.36, with Barney at 3.0. Phil looked happy for the first half of the walk-on and was fist-bumping members of the crowd. But, towards the end of the walkway, Taylor's mood quickly changed, and he quickly cocked his head and grabbed his ear. He then shook his hand towards the floor, and it quickly became clear that he'd been spat on by a member of the crowd, and he looked uncomfortable, showing it to the security. He was still rattled when making his way up the stairs to the stage, and when he got there, he made a gesture towards the crowd, as he was rightly furious. Taylor still performed well though, as did Barney, in a game where both players averaged 102, but the Power comfortably won 7-2. Afterwards, Phil said that he was disappointed and disgusted, as he just wanted to put on a show for the crowd, but someone had to spoil it. A spokeswoman for the venue simply said, "The SECC does not condone this sort of behaviour." PDC chief Barry Hearn confirmed that the fan was immediately kicked out and was banned from darts events for life, and that was simply one idiot among 8,000 fans. In the 2018 World Championship, defending champ Michael van Gerwen missed 6 match darts in a devastating semi-final loss to eventual champion Rob Cross. A year later, he returned to Ali Pali as the number 1 seed, looking to win his 3rd world title, and his first match was a fairly easy draw against England's Alan Taban. With bookmakers, Michael was such a big favourite that the best odds available for him were 1.02, with Taban available at a max of 33-1. However, before the match even began, the Green Machine was disadvantaged, as when lining up for his walk-on, a fan threw beer all over him. It got on his eyes and all over his shirt, and meant that he had to go backstage to change shirts, resulting in a delay to the contest. A PDC spokesman said, "The fan who threw the beer was removed from the premises. The PDC does not condone that sort of behaviour." It was also later confirmed that the fan was banned from darts events for life. Michael managed to recompose himself and averaged over 102 to beat Taban 3-1. After the game, he said this, "The only thing I could do was change my shirt and wash my hands, as it was all over my arms. We throw darts with our hands, and every little thing on your hands gives you a different feeling. It was quite difficult, and I was a little bit emotional, but I'm glad I won this game." On the following morning, MVG tweeted the following, "Thanks for all the nice messages about yesterday. I'm glad I could put the incident to the back of my mind and play a good game. Thanks to 99.9% of fans for being fantastic. I'm sure one person is feeling bad this morning. All about the darts from now. Enjoy." And it certainly was then all about the darts, as Michael continued to average over a ton for all the remaining rounds, seeing him pick up his 3rd and most recent world title with a 7-3 dominant win over Michael Smith in the final. After his breakout 2024 World Championship, the PDC had no choice but to put Luke Littler in that year's Premier League, as he was instantly the most hyped player in the sport. However, the start of his debut Premier League season wasn't up to his ridiculous standards, as he failed to win a night in the first 8 weeks, reaching just 1 final, meaning that he sat 5th in the table and outside of the all-important finals night spots. On week 9 in Belfast though, he made a great start, as he averaged 102 to beat Luke Humphreys in the deciding leg in what was a repeat of the World Final. That set up a semi-final meeting with MVG, who had beaten Littler in his final appearance back on night 2 in Berlin. but it was Luke who headed into this meeting as the bookies' favourite at 1.73 compared to Michael, who was at 2.10. But as Luke made his way to the stage and was high-fiving the fans, one of them grabbed onto his arm and yanked it. He was clearly shaken by it and looked back, while a security guard pointed at the fan, presumably to get him removed from the venue. It was clearly still bothering Luke as he came up the stairs too, as he was rubbing it. He was also less enthusiastic than normal when he got onto the stage. However, when the game got underway, he played very well, averaging 99 to beat MVG 6-3. He then beat his good friend and stablemate Nathan Aspinall 6-4 in the final to win his first Premier League night. In his winner's press conference, he said the following about the incident. "I don't know who he was, but he pulled my arm. It hurt a little bit. That's why I went straight on stage. I didn't interact with my music. I heard everyone singing, but I just needed to relax. As soon as the referee said game on, I had to relax myself, but my hand is fine. It worked out well." After that, he went on to win 3 more league nights, topping the table before winning the overall Premier League title, his first PDC major at the O2. So, as the defending champion and now world champion, Littler was obviously in the lineup for this year's Premier League, which he made a mixed start to, going out in the quarters on 2 of the first 3 nights, but winning night 2 in Glasgow. Night 4 then took place at one of the Premier League's stranger venues, the West Point in Exeter. Littler faced Stephen Bunting, who at that point was in the middle of his winless run and seen as a relatively easy game, but he was seemingly rattled on his way to the stage, as when he went to hug his mum near the family zone, a fan shoved his mum, attempting to get through to get a high five from the world champ. He clearly angered both Luke and his mum, and the Newt shouted at the fan before looking back to check on the situation as he went up the stairs. The Metro reported that a fan seen sitting near the Littler family was removed from the venue by security. The incident clearly didn't affect Luke's game too much though, as he averaged 112 to beat Bunting 6-3. He then beat Aspinall 6-2 with a 109 average before losing to Humphreys in the final. He made up for that a few nights later though, as he managed to win his 5th major title, the UK Open. Willie O'Connor headed into his 12th UK Open in 2022, having never made it past the event's 5th round, but he made a good start that year, beginning with a round 3 sudden death leg win over Connor Scott. He then averaged 101 to beat Jason Heaver 10-7 before edging out Stephen Bunting 10-9 to reach round 6 for the first time. He then managed to reach the quarterfinals after beating recently crowned world champion Peter Wright 10-7 on the main stage, despite having averaged 6 points less than Snakebite. After losing his previous 2 major quarterfinals, Willie then kept his dream run going, beating Poland's Sebastian Bielecki in a tense deciding leg, which saw Sebastian miss a match start at double 15 from 150. For his first singles major semi, O'Connor was drawn against Dutchman Danny Noppert in what was a great chance for both men. The bookmakers made Danny the fairly big favourite at 1.5 compared to Willie, who was at 2.75. But everything then got even harder for O'Connor before the game even began, as during his walk-on, a fan grabbed his hand a bit too hard, resulting in him slipping a bit and hurting his thumb on his non-throwing arm. He showed it to the ref when he got on the stage, and when he was warming up, it was clear that he was holding it strangely. During the game, he was also taking his darts out with his throwing hand rather than his non-throwing one, which is strange, and he was clearly uncomfortable holding it up. Despite that though, he got a good start and in leg 6 took out 1-2-6 to go 5-1 up in the first to 11 tie, but he then lost 10 of the following 14 legs, meaning that Danny won 11-9 in a poor game where both players averaged just below 90. Despite averaging even lower at 84 in the final, Noppert then won his first major title against the distraught Michael Smith. Raymond van Barnavald was involved in a walk-on incident when in week 1 of the 2018 Premier League he faced debutant Daryl Gurney. This week took place at Dublin's Free Arena and Barney headed into the tie as the slight favourite at 1.65 compared to Gurney at 2.2. During his walk-on, Raymond gave handshakes and high-fives to members of the crowd. In the crowd, there was a fan wearing a football kit of Dutch team Fortuna Sittard, and Barney went to fist bump him, but he then grabbed his hand and accidentally cut him, which did bother Raymond for a bit when he went onto the stage. That saw him go 2-0 down, but he eventually found his feet and won 3 legs in a row to take the lead. The game finished 6-0 after some costly misses from Kearney, with both players averaging 93. Following that game, Barney referred to the incident, calling it a little scare which threw him off his rhythm for a bit. A Twitter user claiming to be the guy with the shirt on responded to that on X, formerly Twitter, saying the following: "I was the boy with the sign from Fortuna, but I didn't pinch you, as you can see in the picture. I was standing with the sign a few rows earlier. I hope you understand that I didn't injure you. Still, congratulations on your comeback to 6-0. Now, I want you to let me know what you think about these incidents in the comment section down below, and if it's still right to have walk-ons right through the crowd on rowdy nights. Personally, I think it's fine, as long as the offending fans are made an example of and kicked out instantly. If you learned something new or interesting in this video, please don't forget to subscribe, as currently, just 15% of my viewers are. You can also hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a brand new darts video. Please also leave a like as it really helps the channel out, and if you've got any videos you want me to make, let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.